just sounds sweeter when you work it. Hey, it is the Yeah Come On Show 159. Let me tell you right now, Southside Steve is working. I got a job, people. Okay. My job is temporary, but it doesn't matter. I'm at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and 1 week is better than no week of pay, the way I see it. And they're hooking a brother up. And I especially off the top want to thank the general manager, which you'll see an interview on the show with him, Brandon Hutchinson. We got a chance to go in his big office. When I say big office, I'm saying, if you got to agree with me, Brett, bigger than the Oval Office.
I think his C-suite.
Yeah, I think it's bigger than the president of the United States. I mean, why not when you're the general manager of Atlanta Motor Speedway? And God, his office overlooks turn 4. It's rock star. So we got a chance to talk with Brandon. Brandon also hooked us up with some tickets. We got Saturday and Sunday tickets. And if you need tickets, go to atlantamotorspeedway.com. But we're going to give away tickets, and only our listeners or watchers are going to get them. That's right. Whether you listen to the podcast while driving or watch it at 2 a.m. in your bedroom while your spouse sleeps on YouTube, either way, we got you. But what we want to do is we want to involve legends. Yeah, come on, bourbon whiskey. You agree, Brett? I mean, why not push the liquor? Let's push the liquor. Yeah, come on. So only a bourbon drinker is going to get these tickets. Only a purchaser of Legends, Yeah, Come On, Bourbon Whiskey. And if you wonder where you can get it, if you're not sure, go to spiritsusa.com. Spirits as in what you drink or what haunts you in the night. Spiritsusa.com. All the locations are there. And don't take a picture in the liquor store. For all I know, you're putting it back on the shelf. I want a picture of that bottle with you in your car, in your house, your condo, your apartment, on a rooftop, in the snow, in the desert, and I don't care, in the pool, wherever. But and we're not going to vote as far as maybe the background. We're just going to pick one of you at random. And I say, rather than split up the tickets, we're going to give you tickets for Saturday and Sunday. And the cool thing, yeah, it's a 4-pack. And the cool thing is the Yeah Come On Show will be broadcasting live on Saturday. And Saturday, the racing is from 2 to 8 p.m. You got 2 races. One is the Raptor King of Tough NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Truck Series, always entertaining. If you've never seen the truck races, it's the Raptor King of Tough 250. So, man, these guys are going to do 250 miles inside the track. That's a morning race. That one's going to start off early afternoon. And then late afternoon, you get the Freight 208. And that is the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And that's side-by-side car racing. And that leads you into Saturday night, where I know for a fact we're going to have the AC/DC cover band that's going to be there. And I love these guys. And let me tell you, the performance will be fun. It's infield entertainment, and there's going to be fireworks Saturday night. Like I said, a concert Saturday night. There's the fan zone. What they're doing right now at Atlanta Motor Speedway is bringing the party back. It used to be there. Trust me, I was a part of it for over 20 years with Rock 100.5 and 96 Rock, sleeping in the infield, doing a Saturday night broadcast, being a part of the concerts, and there's some drinking. I ain't going to kid you. And there will be an announcement. Listen up. We'll post it on all our social medias. But Lovejoy package right outside the track, like literally not even a mile from the track. If you've got the racetrack to your back, take a left, go north, and it's on the left, and they will have Legends, Yeah, Come On, Bourbon Whiskey. And I look to go out there and do a 1-hour bottle signing. And we also are going to be doing taste tests. There ain't nothing better than a taste test. Okay? You pull in, taste it. If you like it, you buy it. And I've already put you one shot in, and you're only a mile from the track. So you're not drunk, you're good. And you now know what you're going to drink all weekend. So we'll give away the tickets. Again, we've got 2 weeks before the race starts, and this is your chance to go ahead and get tickets at atlantamotorspeedway.com. The tickets are cheap. The kids are in free on Saturday and Sunday. They're $10, and that's like kids under 12. That'd be both my kids. Let your kids experience. And $10 on a Sunday to see those colorful cars line up and race. Dude, that's exciting. And it's kind of a bucket list thing. And we talked about this, Brett. I think everybody, if you haven't seen a NASCAR race,
you got to go. You got to
And
go. The
you know,
smells, the
yeah,
sounds,
all
everything.
of it. Yeah, and they say ear coverings. NASCAR is not as loud as IRL, but it is loud. So bring some earplugs for yourself. Get some for your kids. You may find that it's not loud depending on where you're seated. You know, I don't know how high or low you're going to get. Infield is available. Right now it's available. Infield parking spot. That's all you need. Whether you own an RV or rent an RV, you can park it there and spend the whole weekend. This comes down to the cost of like one concert ticket to get everything you're looking for a full race weekend. I'm talking $100 or less gets you everything you want. So why not do it per person? That's cheap. And come by and see us. We look to start broadcasting from the fan zone probably around 11 a.m. Saturday. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, but we'll be out there hanging out because obviously we're going to do our show for an hour, but we also want some of our fans or whoever to stop by. We're going to be doing some interviews for stuff later down the road this year and just have a good time with it. I think we really have made some good relations at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I felt like walking into that meeting, they just said, here's the keys to the place. You guys do what you want, except Steve, you got to get to work.
I had to work, you know, and there's things I'll be doing, and I'll be posting up my work as I go. I do know that there's some painting that needs to be done, some track inspection, which involves at least getting in the pace car. The fencing inside the catch fence, they call it, that catches debris, that needs to be tested and checked. Bootlegger bar, which will not be carrying Legends Yet Come On whiskey this race, but we look to have it at the July race, the Monster Jam, and the Supercross. I'll definitely be attending the Monster Jam. Little Brooks, Steven Rickman has to see that. But we look to have it in there, and that's an open area. You don't even have to have a ticket to get in. It's exactly like going to Truist and sitting in the Bud seats, you know, where it's wide open.
It reminded me of going to the Chop House at the old Ted. You know, like you were overlooking the field. You're right there. You don't need any sort of special ticket or extra this or that to get in, some sort of credential or pass or whatever. You can just walk in and go and hang out. It's awesome. I used to love going down to Tampa to see my brother. I mean, I still do love doing that, but we go to Tampa Bay Lightning games. We buy the crappy seats up top, and then they have the bars down by the ice at the bottom where anyone can go. Where do you think we hung out? Right by the bar, right by the ice. Great seats. Yeah,
there you go. And
these are on the finish line.
Yeah, and that's where this is. It's very near the start finish line. It's right there, and you're right. It's only about maybe 15 rows up from the track, and anybody can go in there, hang out there. There are tables and seating and standing room. So why not? And order drinks there if you didn't bring yours. The other good news is coolers, people. Bring in whatever you want to bring in. And those are things we're going to cover in our interview. And we're excited to have two races this year. And, you know, I love the Saturday racing, but Sunday racing, the Am Better Health 400. That's 400 miles of hauling ass around Atlanta Motor Speedway. And this track, the banking, we'll show some photographs of how steep the banking is. It's 28 degrees. They have increased the angle. It's not as intense as Talladega or Daytona, but it's the third steepest. And it's rock star, man. I mean, these cars are going to come in hard, banking, and it's just a blast. This racetrack, I'm so happy that they've updated it and it's in the shape that it's in, and the fan experience has increased. There's tracks that have been doing it right for a long time, but this general manager, Brandon, which you'll find out, worked his way up from 28 years from an intern to being the man, sitting behind the desk, making all the calls. And his exact words to us was, I'm bringing the fun back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. And that's good for everybody. So right now we'll toss it to our sponsors first. I think we should talk about our people that sponsor this fine program. And then we're going to toss it to the interview with Brandon Hutchinson. And listen to this guy. Listen to the excitement. You're going to see and feel what we did, what a cool person he is running this track, and how things are going to be absolutely entertaining in the future at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And when Brett said that we had whatever we wanted, he wasn't kidding. He's like, go wherever you want. We were driving our vehicles on the track. I got to tell you, your little Cherokee was trying to catch my truck. We were moving.
No chance. No chance. If I still had the Camaro. Oh, if I still had the Camaro.
I know, dude, because the pace car this year is the Chevy Camaro. That is the Am Better Health 400, and you'll see their logo and get to see that on the track, and that Camaro will move. We actually,
Oh, it can
I'm
boogie.
I'm not going to kid you. It's running because of me. I went up under the hood and checked her out, and you'll see. You'll see. There's videos that are going to drop with the work I've done and the work I will continue to do to pull this race off. But right now, we want to thank JoeBees.com. Let me tell you right now, take 2 golden capsules every morning, and you'll be like me, a soon-to-be 58-year-old with the energy of a 34-year-old. That's what I'm talking about. Don't question it, Brett. I saw the eyes. It's a sponsor. No, but I will tell you, bee pollen, man, that's my multivitamin. Bees are it. The world revolves around bees. I'm telling you right now, what they collect, what they do, it's the reason we have an atmosphere. The skies are blue because of bees. So take some bee pollen.
Hey, I wasn't questioning that. I was questioning the age thing because I'm about to be 34 and you were out running me on the embankment.
I'm telling you, it's the bee pollen, Brett. Without that, I think you would have beaten. No, I'm in pretty goddamn good shape. We're going to work some poundage off you. I've already noticed it. Watching you come down the track, I'm like, this podcast has got to lose a little weight, and I want to put a little on. I've gotten almost too thin for me. So we're going to work our bodies out. Within 6 months, we will be shirtless from now on. We will look like a Burt Kreischer podcast. We will take it off. That's what we'll do. David Markwell, markwelltherapy.com. Look, man, there's a lot of people going through stuff. Go call this guy. He did marriage counseling for me. If I see any weakness in Brett's marriage, I'm going to send him in there. But it's Ridgeline Counseling, 2 locations. He's in Blue Ridge working, and he's also in Marietta, which is where he does most of his business. Zoom him or go in person. Circle 285 for all your insurance needs. Bundle it, people. Home, your car, put it all, especially if you got kids. Get the lowest possible price from an A company. They will go and do the research for you, and I promise you, you will save money on your current insurance. Circle285.com. Legends, yeah, come on, bourbon whiskey. Whoa. Send us a picture. That's how you win tickets. And Oxygen Financial. We're not in the studios this week. This show, we have been on all locations imaginable except our studio at Oxygen Financial. Go to oxygenfinancial.com. Ted Jenkins will help you out financially. And right now it is our privilege to show you and let you listen to Brandon Hutchinson, General Manager, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Hey, it's Southside Steve here with Brandon Hutchinson. And Brandon, you've got, to me, one of the best gigs in the world, my brother. You're General Manager, the GM of Atlanta Motor Speedway. Is that the correct title?
It is. It is.
Or is it like race man?
It's anything you want it to be.
I mean, what do people call you? I mean, what does the wife call you? Like race stud?
Brando. Brando.
Brando, get in here.
If she's in a good mood, it's Brando. If she's in a bad mood, it's something else.
Yeah, I get to something else sometimes too.
And you know, hey, I have thought since the 1980s that you had the coolest job in the world. Mm-hmm. So how cool is it for me to have you sit here and say to me that I might have one of the coolest jobs in the world?
I think we're both pretty darn cool.
I think we're both pretty blessed, lucky, fortunate.
Yeah, it's kind of, you look back like how 30 years ago we both got to where we are. And it's contacts, and it's not burning bridges, and it's a handshake, eye contact, and doing what you say you're going to do.
You're exactly right.
I mean,
it's all about relationships.
It really is. It's not about brains, because I don't know that I could have gotten this far. I mean, I did go to Georgia State. I just didn't finish.
You know, in this business, in any business really.
Yeah.
You know, it's about money. I spend money with you, you give me promotion. You spend money with me, I give you tickets. To me, that's not how I like to operate, man. Mm-hmm. I'm just a normal dude that's a race fan that likes people to have a good time. So to me, it's about relationships. If I can build relationships, I don't give a damn what you might be spending with me. Because we're friends.
We're friends.
I have so many of those deep relationships, Steve, and that's why I've been here for 28 years. It's not about my extreme love for this sport. It's my extreme love for this city and the entertainment that we get to provide.
No, you know what? And I look back at the past when we both started, and I came out here in '95 with Christopher Rood and the Wake Up Crew on 96 Rock, our first race. We come in by helicopter from PDK. We land. This is pretty awesome. We're in Buckshot Jones' father's suite. At the time, he owned one, who was racing on Saturdays, 00, and he let us have a suite. It was under construction. That's where we broadcast from.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, I can remember one of the longest days I ever have had at Atlanta Motor Speedway was brought to you by Mr. Buckshot Jones. He crashed in turn 1,
Right.
3 laps from halfway in a cup race,
Oh, man.
and it rained. And you know, in cup racing, you had to get to halfway.
Yeah.
And it rained for like 6 hours.
And you're like, if
So-
we just could have gotten 3 more laps,
2 more minutes.
we'd have been done.
Not even 2 minutes, we'd have been done. And I think that was Jeff Gordon's first championship, 1995.
Wow. And then you go back to the history that's here. And we're sitting right now in your office, which is fabulous. And I'm looking around and, you know, you've got one of the greatest seats. You're right here in turn 4. And I'm looking out and I'm seeing the infield where I've spent many a weekend. And then I'm looking at your office and your guitars, and I see a motorcycle tire, and I see all this cool stuff, and there's a story behind everything. And I now know that the greatest rock and roll band, in my opinion, of all time, Journey, you have a signed Neil Schon guitar that your son played on stage for an encore by the entire band.
How cool is that?
Does it
You know,
get any better?
We were just talking a few minutes ago, and I'll repeat it. If the place caught on fire, that would be the thing that I grabbed.
That's all you got to grab.
That's all I gotta grab.
Nothing else matters. I know that that's a Leonard Skinner guitar. I can see it. Let it go. All right, Gentry signed that one. Let it go. You got to grab Journey.
Got to get it. Got to get
Gotta
the
get
journey. And like you said, you know, everything in here has a story. But at the end of the day, it just comes right back to grew up playing soccer, grew up an athlete, loved the city of Atlanta, love athletics, had an opportunity to get here in 1995, and I've been collecting memorabilia ever since.
See, and that's me too. My wife looks down in the basement. It's like a museum. So when we go downstairs, I mean, I have everything. Even the business cards I carried to anything that was ever signed. Sheryl Crow signed a CD for me. I met her that day. Her feet were dirty and she stank. She did. She literally smelled like patchouli. And I'm like, all right, you're a hippie chick. I didn't know that, but can you sign this CD? But it's goofy things like that. You know, Peter Tork of the Monkees signed a cassette, and my wife, and I have to go. It takes like an hour for me to walk you through everything that I have signed.
The day that I leave
crazy.
here, my wife will cringe because all of this is coming home.
Oh, yeah.
So she wants me to stay at Atlanta Motor Speedway just as long as I possibly can.
Well, you know what? The person that had your job before you stayed a long time, Mr. Ed Clark. Hopefully you have that kind of a reign too. I'll tell you, just knowing you as you worked your way up and I worked my way up, I love a story like that. You're not some guy that came in that has a background in racing. Your father owned bars in Atlanta. You're an athlete. I played amateur soccer. Soccer was my life. You played for Anheuser-Busch and had a chance to play professionally. So, you know, and we both rode motorcycles, and you were telling me a story about being out here for Supercross. I was a 250 Suzuki man and a Harley guy. I had a Harley for 20 years. Then I get married. My wife's like, that's gone, your Shelby's gone, we're buying a house in Milton. But all those kind of things, you know, so I feel like I have a lot in common with you other than the fact that I've never had an office this big as I look around. This is big. I mean, dude, do you bring people up here for the race?
It's gaudy, man. It's too big. Had I built it, it would have been smaller.
I think it's bigger than the Oval Office.
I think it might be. You know,
Is there a back door here?
there is a back door.
I love
it. There is a back door. But yeah, you know, I actually sat in this office for the first 24 years of my time here, and right where you're sitting, I would get.
Oh, you were in this chair.
I would get my butt chewed weekly
On the other side of the desk.
on the other side of the desk.
What have you done wrong today, Brandon?
It would come up about once a week that I would try something new, and sometimes it'd work out, sometimes it wouldn't. And yeah, so when I got this job, I actually called Ed Clark, had him come to my office, and I had him sit in that chair, and I said, let me tell you something. And Ed is literally one of my best friends.
Ed's a good dude.
He and I have
put up
known
with a
each other
lot.
for a long time, and I actually talk to Ed about every other day.
All right, that's great. Tell him Southside says hello. I know I made him cringe many a race weekend. But you know, you're just pushing the edge of the envelope, and that's what we're going to do with our podcast. I want to thank you for first having the Yet Come On podcast out here. I'm hoping to get on an Atlanta radio station. By the time this airs, I might even be on one. But right now, it's about the podcast.
And where I always had the most fun was the campgrounds outside of the track. And that's kind of where we're going to broadcast. And because race weekend, a lot of people don't realize if we're filming, we can't show the track. That's NASCAR that has that. So we're going to camp out. We'll be out there. And I just wanted to thank you for the opportunity, also the part-time job that you're giving me to paint out here on the walls. I also will be directing traffic. You might see me doing that as well. Just some odd jobs, an hourly wage. And I want to thank you for employing one unemployed Southside Steve.
Painting the walls at Atlanta Motor Speedway, parking cars at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
A job that can really affect the experience of all of our guests. I'm so happy that I'm sitting here talking to 2023 Steve.
Yes.
And not 1985 Steve.
No.
I can trust you to be
You can.
responsible.
Yes.
You're a father now.
Yes, I have two children.
We've got things that are more important than us.
Yes.
So I am happy to have you out.
I finished last now. Years ago, I finished first.
Yeah, we don't ever finish first.
No, I don't finish first
We're
anymore.
not allowed to finish first.
No, we're not. There might be one small, come on, painted in black on one of the walls. I'm not, just, where maybe a TV camera hits it. I'm trying to brand myself.
If I don't see it happen, then I can't stop it.
No, you can't. And that's why I'm also giving you a bottle of Legends. Come on. Bourbon whiskey, small batch, 80 proof, smooth and smoky, and you can't beat it. And you mix this baby with Coke, it's unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, as we get ready for the Am Better Health 400 race weekend, that bottle might not last a day.
That's why I'm giving you 4.
Okay, so we got a week's supply.
We got a week's supply. My kind of drinker, my kind of guy. And I just wanted to thank you. But what we want to talk about right now is we want to help. I've got a 5-year-old that watches cars. He turns 6 in a month or 2. And he loves watching cars. These kids are caught up in racing. Both my kids play with cars. I even let my kid play with my large scale Smoking the Bandit Trans Am. I'm like, don't drop it, don't break it. You see it's in a box. And he just loved it. And he's looking at the honeycomb rims, and he's loving cars. And that's why I'm saying anybody out there that's in our boat, and I've got a neighborhood of 5-year-olds, I'm like, you got to bring them to a race. Protect their ears, but get them out here and let them see real race cars. Even if you get the ticket and you don't stay for the whole race, let them experience the beginning, see it all, and see those cars go around the track. They'll remember it the rest of their life.
You're exactly right. And hey, don't forget, kids are free at Atlanta Motor Speedway on Saturday. Only $10 on Sunday for our NASCAR race weekends. But I'll tell you, my son was the same way. Mm-hmm. His dad worked at the racetrack. He thought this place was his second home. So he's been here for every race since 2003. And I'll tell you, if you get them here, you'll get them hooked. It's fun, it's bright, it's shiny. Richard Petty's car got me in 1983. I saw the blue, the orange, the bright day glow colors. It's something that if you can get your kids out here, it's fun to see, it's fun to watch. And listen, race weekend is so much more than just racing. So the kids can enjoy the racing, the kids can enjoy the kids zone. Then you put the kids to sleep, Steve.
Yes, you do.
And the party starts.
Yeah, come on.
You say you're going to be out here race weekend. We have brought the party back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Something that was really important to me. We had lost a little bit of that nighttime entertainment here for quite some time. And last year I decided I want to bring the party back.
Yes.
So we named an area of the infield the Peach Pit, Georgia Peaches, Peach Pit.
Like it?
And we've been rocking and rolling in there. Blackberry Smoke played last July.
I love those
Back
guys.
in Black, a AC/DC cover band's going to be in there Saturday night, March 18th. We're going to have cornhole, mechanical bulls, and then I wanted to do something kind of like what Disney does at the end of the night every night. They have a massive fireworks show. So on Saturday night when we're done at Atlanta Motor Speedway, massive fireworks show. Again, it's not just about what's on track. It's about stuffing 10 pounds into a 5-pound sack so that those that choose to come to Atlanta Motor Speedway, it takes a lot to go to work, to make your money, to pay for your family. If you choose to come out to Atlanta Motor Speedway, I'm going to make sure you get your money's worth.
There you go. And I love that. And that's the experience, too, whether you drive in or you camp on the outside. Some of the finest people, if you got your RV, you might get a spot on the infield. You definitely get a spot outside the track. And you see all this and you enjoy it. And it's just being around friends. So many people, my brothers both pull RVs with their trucks and they go different places to camp. Why not camp here for the weekend and get entertained? Just the concert alone might be worth the price that you pay, yet you get a race, you get fireworks, and you get all this cool stuff. So right now we want to help get tickets. We're going to give away. You have a pair of tickets for us to give away. We're going to figure out a way to give those away on the podcast, the Yeah Come On show. But real quick, just tell us what's happening Saturday and Sunday so people can get their tickets and how they get those.
Well, hopefully people will choose to come out and spend the weekend with us. They can get here on Thursday. And Thursday night, you could have an opportunity to drive your car on track on the high banks of Atlanta Motor Speedway before the stars of NASCAR even come to town. And it supports Speedway Children's Charities, so that's pretty cool. We got a camper appreciation party on Friday night. We got Legends and Bandolero racing on Friday night. But as you mentioned, the meat of the weekend is Saturday. This is our 9th iteration of the doubleheader. We've got the Freight 208 Craftsman Truck Series race at 2 o'clock on Saturday. We've got the Raptor King of Tough 250 following that at 5 o'clock on Saturday. We've already talked about the post-race party atmosphere on the infield. If you're going to camp here, I highly recommend, as Steve said, you get on that infield. And then we go into Sunday. The Am Better Health 400 race weekend culminates in a big way on Sunday. We've got the fan zone out front. We've got a kids zone. We've got all our corporate partners that'll be giving away tchotchkes. So you can come out here and leave with a bunch of free stuff, see a bunch of really cool racing, and hopefully make some memories and want to come back here again and again and again. And listen, I'm a blue-collar guy.
Me too.
I grew up in North Georgia, small country town up in Gwinnett County.
I heard your first soccer ball was made of rags, just like Pele.
Hey, I think it was socks, and then we went to rags.
There you go.
You know, my mom couldn't.
Don't kick that watermelon. You'll break your foot.
We kept ruining socks, and my mom said, quit ruining your damn
Enough.
socks.
Somebody, I'll buy you a ball.
So we got a rag.
You went to town or got a rag. Then you got a ball.
That's right. That's right. And so, you know, the race weekend is just a big, fun time. If you can't spend the weekend with us, come out here for one of the 2 days. You can go to AtlantaMotorSpeedway.com. We've got great ticket packages, I think. You can see every ounce of entertainment we have, both on and off track race weekend, starting at $69. If you want to see both race weekends this year and everything we have going on, those tickets start at $118. Kids are free on Saturday. Kids are only $10 on Sunday. Grandstand, single-day grandstand ticket prices for Sunday start at $49. We are cheaper than a matinee movie.
Yes, you are.
And you don't have to go get that movie purse out of the closet.
No.
You don't have to go get that big purse that your wife carries.
To hide all the food?
You stop at the Quick Trip before you go. You don't have to do that because we allow coolers. So you can load up your cooler with your favorite drinks, your favorite food. Come on in here. We are literally cheaper than a matinee movie, and just hope people will come out, experience Atlanta Motor Speedway. If it's not on your bucket list, come once. If you don't want to ever come back, that's okay, but try it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, how could you go to your grave, regardless of how much money you make, whether you enjoy a nice polo match, or whether you live in a ranch house in the middle of nowhere? How could you go to your grave not seeing a NASCAR race?
Wouldn't want to do it, you know. And
I mean, that is a bucket list for sure.
It's so easy. You know, years ago, we paved Georgia 20, widened it, brought it into the Speedway. There's no issues at all getting in and out. It's a fun time. If you don't like big crowds, come on Saturday.
Yeah.
If you want to see the best of the best, come on Sunday. If you can come out here and camp, camp. If you have an RV and just want a home base for the weekend but want to go back home, you can do that too. It's about making sure that we have a price point and opportunity for everybody that wants to come out here. And listen, I'm okay if you can't come too, Steve. If you can't come, I get it. Watch on Fox.
Yeah.
We're going to be live on Fox at 3 o'clock on Sunday.
See what you're missing on your TV.
That's right. That's what it's all about. You know, we do a lot of work to provide those entertainment aspects so you will want to get off of your couch. Listen, I'm no young buck. I like to sit at home with my 80-cent beers and my comfortable couch and my clean private restroom, but you don't get the same experience. You don't have to do it every single race, but it's a few hours out of your weekend, and I promise you, it's a cool time. These are the best racers in the world.
Coming here.
Right here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And listen, don't forget, we haven't even talked about, we reimagined the track last year. So we went from 24 degrees of banking to 28 degrees of banking, completely changed the dynamic of racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway last year. March, we had 46 lead changes amongst 20 different drivers. That's unheard of.
That is.
46 lead changes amongst 20 different drivers. on an intermediate track that is now set up to race like a super speedway. So if you like racing, we've got it for you. If you like to party, we've got it for you. If you are a family that wants to camp out here but doesn't want the Back in Black AC/DC party, we got family campgrounds for you too. So again, we try to make sure we got something for everybody. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on. Couldn't have said it better with it. Yeah, come on. And we're the same kind of person, and that's what I've done with the bourbon too, the same price point. I wanted to sell to no collar, blue collar. I'm like, white collar, you're going to love it, but I'm not trying to sell a $50 or $60 bottle. I want it at $28, $29, $30, depending. Something you mix with Coke, a come on and Coke, or drink straight up or on the rocks. And I wanted to give you a bottle, and we're going to have it at the liquor stores in and around the track. So people, if they drive off campus to get something, like you said, you can bring it in, enjoy yourself, and have a good time. And I just wanted to tell you that it is a pleasure to be here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. You got 2 races back now like you used to. The next race is?
The next race is going to be July 8th through the 10th. And it's a night race. So last year it was...
Wait, you're putting headlights on cars?
That's right.
Yeah.
No. Well, they got them. They're just stickers. We've got lights around this track. We're going to light it up. You know,
I love it.
We're called Hot Atlanta for a reason. And we tried this July race last year in the middle of the afternoon, and it just didn't work. So I worked real hard with the broadcast partners and NASCAR. We moved it to a night race. Actually, we're working on it now. You can see the
Look at all the lights.
You can see the promotion for it on my computer screen. You can see the Musco lights out over the track. It's going to be fun. So if you can't be here, St. Patrick's Day weekend, March 17th through the 19th for the Am Better Health 400 race weekend, come back in July. And hey, in July, we're going to start on July 4th. Our race weekend is the 7th through the 9th. I believe I said the 8th through the 10th. We're the 7th through the 9th. We're going to start Tuesday, July 4th. We're going to have a free, massive fireworks show for anybody that wants to come out. You don't have to have a ticket to the race. Come on out, party with us, watch some fireworks, bring your camper down, stay for the rest of the week. It's going to be a big time.
Yeah, and I just want to say, just like they reimagined the field, that you can do concerts at Truist Park. We've saw the Georgia Dome for years. Now Mercedes can do different events inside like Monster Jam, but Monster Jam's coming here. That is another ticket that me and my son will have to be here for Monster Jam. But you cover up a part right here in the infield with sawdust and put dirt, and you have Monster Jam and Supercross here coming up as well.
Absolutely.
In April.
Both of those are on the heels of the NASCAR race weekend. Coming in April, we'll have both Monster Jam and Supercross. It's been something that we've had here for 2 years now, and it's just so cool. We've got the longest, fastest Supercross track they race on all year long. So if you like fast, if you like high jumps, if you like Supercross, you've never seen it like you've seen it at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And I'll tell you what, you talk about Monster Jam.
Oh, yeah.
Kids, families, Monster Jam is something that it's just hard to replace. We've got such a diverse crowd with all of our events. That Monster Jam is one that's just, it's taken me aback a little. I took my kid.
We were here last year for it.
I took my kid to the Dome years ago when he was young. And Ryan loved it, and he was hooked, and we had all the Monster Jam trucks. So if you can't get out here for NASCAR race weekend, and I sure hope you can, come back for one of our other events.
Yeah, I just wanted to let people know what's going on down here in Hampton, Georgia. And it's good to be back on this side of town. It's good to be on the south side, and I look forward to race weekend. Again, we'll be broadcasting live the Yeah Come On show, myself, Brett, and Evan Brando. And we're gonna do a little teaser. We're gonna have a little fun out here. So if you don't mind, I'd like to take some pictures of your office and show those right now.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, race weekend, we've got to find some time when you're doing your show. Mm-hmm. Come grab me. I'd like to jump on with you again.
All right.
It'd be a lot of fun. Race weekend is a big time. It's what we do for our fans. World-class racing facility, but more than that, I want to entertain, brother.
That's it.
I want to have some fun.
You brought the fun back to Atlanta Motor Speedway, and that's what I miss from my days with 96 Rock and Rock 100.5, being down here in Turn 4. That's what it was. It was a party, and that went away for a minute.
That's
and
exactly
it sure did.
It's back now, though.
It's back. That's all that matters. It's back. So we hope to see you here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Thank you so much, Brandon Hutchinson, General Manager of Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Thank you so much. Privileged to be on your show. Hopefully you'll have me back.
All right, buddy.
So right now, I want to go back in time. I want to give you an experience prior to radio. I had just started at Georgia State University on air on 88.5. I was in Peachtree City, bartending on the South Side, about to move to Buckhead. I had not yet started working at Rupert's, which is where I was trying to get a job when I took this one. being a bartender, somebody had a leg in and at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and they said, look, I'm not going to be able to make it. I bartended in one of the suites. Do you want to do it? And it was literally a customer of mine that would come in and sit at my bar. And I said, hell yeah. So I did it. I go down to Atlanta Motor Speedway. I'm a little taken back by the whole thing. And I'm like, good Lord, this is going to be crazy. And I'm like, I didn't know what to expect. So I go into my bar. I see all the bottles. There's a bar back individual that basically stocks all the bars like they do at any stadium. They do the same thing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And they're giving me all my bottles and getting it all set. Is there anything else you need? And I'm like, no, everything looks good. I'm using plastic, glass. I've got a bar area where 4 people can sit, but everybody else is in the suite, holds about 35 people. I think I can handle it. See ya. Race starts. Everybody's doing their thing. I see people standing up. There's the national anthem. A couple people have already grabbed cocktails walking in, but nobody's really heavy drinking. More and more people are coming in. The line starts. So I've given everybody a drink or two. And then this woman comes up and sits, and she's, you know, she's watching, and people are coming up to her going, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And he's going to do fine. And I'm like, all right, what is, who are you married to a race car driver, an owner? What is it? And she goes, no, my son's here and he's racing for the first time. And I went, well, what's your son's name? I'll cheer for him. I said, I'm a Rusty Wallace fan, but I'll cheer for whoever. And she goes, well, his name's Jeff Gordon. And I went, okay. So I want to say, I can't remember her first name, and I could have looked it up and I didn't. I want to say it was Mary, but I knew it was Mrs. Gordon. I remember her vividly. She sat there with me, very sweet, very Southern, very nice. He goes, if you don't mind, people are just making me nervous right now. And she goes, I just don't want to sit down there. And I've watched him race enough, but right now I just kind of want to watch it on the television and sit with you, if that's okay, and have a few drinks. I said, ma'am, have at it. She sat at my bar the entire race, and we joked and we talked. People came up to her. Jeff was doing good. He definitely wasn't in the top 10. He was just going round and round the track. I think he was running like 26, 27, 28, something like that. But he's still, the kid's racing. It's his first race. And then all of a sudden he wrecks. And she's like, oh God. And everybody's coming up to him. We're looking at the wreck on the TV, and she's doing the hand on the chest. And she's like, oh, okay, I've got to go. She goes, look, you've been great. She goes, obviously I'm not coming back, guys. And she's saying goodbye to 2 or 3 people. She goes, I'm going to go down, just make sure Jeff's okay. Hands me $100 bill.
Woo. Is that the biggest tip?
Race money. Oh yeah. That day, biggest tip. I got handed some 10s, some 20s. There was money in the suite, but then there were people that were connected. I don't know how. And when people are connected, sometimes they don't throw the big money. You know, they're just like, hey man, I'm just here to have a good time. Here's $5, whatever. You know, to me, it was an experience, but she made my day with that tip. Goes down. I've never seen her again. Jeff, obviously okay, had an incredible career, but I was there for Jeff Gordon's first race, and I served his mother the entire race. And I thought that was super cool.
You almost hit the name. I had to look it up. Carol Ann.
Carol Ann. I knew, damn, Carol Ann. Yeah. And just talking with her, she was so sweet. I dressed her as Miss Gordon, I know, a few times. Her husband, not in there. And I think she corrected me on the last name. I think that
she goes by Houston.
Yes, that's it. She's divorced from Jeff's father, but there was no man in there. I think her husband was down in the pits with Jeff, and she was up there with me. So it was a trip.
Not a bad career for him.
No, you know,
he raced there a couple more times.
And that was the start. You know, 92 is really when I started, getting on the radio, and that's where my career started. Unlike Jeff, I have not retired. Unlike Jeff, I'm not, I don't have like 80 million in the bank, and I haven't done the broadcasting, the success. I don't have any trophies other than my 72 baseball trophy. I got a few soccer trophies, but you know what? A career is a career. As long as you enjoyed yourself, it's all good. And that's what the Yeah Come On show is about. Brett is starting his career as I am looking to end mine in about 15, 20 years.
Man, you were off with that 50 million. Do you want to know his net worth? I'm just looking at the wealthiest NASCAR drivers of all time. Jeff is number
I'm going to say
two.
Number 2, I'd say he's worth 500 million.
It says 230. And that might just be like winnings or something. I don't know how this is based. But who do you
Wow.
think number one is?
It's not. Would it be Dale Earnhardt? I don't know if he was around the big money. It's not Junior. It had to be Jimmy Johnson. Is who
He's
I'm
number
getting.
3, but it
Okay.
says Earnhardt Jr. is number 1.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I know he had a lot of top 10 finishes. He didn't win, like his father did all the time. He had his wins, but few and far between. But yeah, Jimmy Johnson Gordon won a lot of races.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm just
Wow.
looking at this. I know this is all just like those weird stats I hear, and I'm like, I gotta hear what happened.
Yeah. No, it's a trip. A lot
It
of money.
says Jeff Gordon's net worth. Now, this is as of 2021, so 2 years different. He was one of the highest paid NASCAR drivers ever, having earned over 500 million in rewards and endorsements. So you're right on that.
Yeah. So yeah, I would figure 500,000, but then again, I mean, he's been on what with Kelly,
Not half a
remember,
million, half a billion.
billion. Oh shoot. Yeah. Well, yeah, 500 million, but just doing the broadcasting stuff. I don't know what you get paid to fill in for Regis or Ryan, to be on with Kelly, but he did a lot of that. He was pretty good. And then he's done, he's been in the booth some too. I just don't know what they pay. When you look at the booth now, you look at the GOAT, look at what he made in his career. He's going to make more on 10 years in the booth than he did his entire NFL career.
And he may stink.
He
Who
might.
knows? Brady may not do that well.
But
I'll tell you this, nobody's making any money for filling in for Ryan Seacrest now that he's off the show.
No, well, he's gone. God bless. And then she's like, I'll take my husband. He won't leave me. I'm like, you're right. You picked the right guy. Regis left, passed away. Ryan left, and your husband might be the one that sticks,
Wasn't Michael Strahan on there for a minute?
Yeah, he was too. Who am I kidding? Michael left. Oh my God. She has got to be burned. She's been left by 3 men. She has to bring her husband in. Oh, she doesn't have a choice. God bless you, Kelly, and what you go through. Cute toes on that girl too. But there's your story from 1992. Other NASCAR stories I could have told, but I think that was one of the coolest. And I thought it was great. I hope everybody enjoyed hearing Brandon Hutchinson. What a cool dude. And there's more stuff we could have talked about, but he's done a lot, and he's just a cool guy, man. And he's just a normal dude. And I love anybody that worked their way from the bottom to the top in the same city or at the same company. And that's what he did. 28 years to become general manager. It's huge. Huge.
Hey, and don't forget, if you guys want to join us out at the race that Saturday, March 18th, hit us up on social media. Like Steve said, tag a picture of Yakima Bourbon, Legends Bourbon whiskey, as you always say.
It's bourbon whiskey. It's exactly what it is, because we mess with it. We put it on some oak for about 6-7 weeks, sometimes 5 weeks. It just depends. I don't want to give away too much, but once you taunt or mess with it, it's no longer bourbon. She's a whiskey. Bourbon whiskey.
Well, make sure to tag us the show at the Yakima Show. Make sure you tag Legends, tag Southside. I know on Instagram, if you're going to post it there, it's at Steve Rickman. I don't know who stole your Southside Steve, but
I'm jerking.
Forget that person.
He wanted to sell it to me. I'm like, no, I'll call myself Steve Rickman 7 before I'll pay. But it is at Steve Rickman, and then at Southside Steve Rickman on Facebook, and then Twitter at Southside Steve. So hit me on all of those tags. Tags will help. If you tag me on all 3 of my socials, and you hit Legends, and you hit the Yeah Come On show,
you got a good shot.
And Atlanta Motor Speedway, toss them in. Why not? Dude, you were looking at a really good shot of tickets. If I noticed you did something really cool with the bottle and you only tagged one of us, you're not winning.
Well, Steve, we always got to work our way to it. You want a little finish me off?
Finish me off.
Let's go. I got 4 for you today. Here
Finish
we
go. Finish me.
Ripley's is in talks to purchase the real. Ripley's is in talks to purchase the real
Elephant Man.
Close. This is a big one right now. Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
The Cocaine Bear, the movie that just came out, the bear that ate $23 million of cocaine up in North Georgia, Tennessee area, and went on a rampage through a town, and they just dropped the movie. So I was reading some of this on this, and I wanted to throw this in here.
Man, I don't know why I didn't think of that. Crap. I'm sitting there thinking Michael Jackson, Elephant Man.
Cocaine Bear has gone through quite a journey. This is what the article says. Since he was discovered in 1985, from storage facilities to pawn shops, even by way of country star Waylon Jennings. I heard Waylon Jennings had the actual Cocaine Bear that was stuffed sitting in his living room. All
Doesn't
right.
surprise me when you look back at those days. If you've ever watched any of the shows, you know, that Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash living together, broke, not even have enough money to have a phone, but they had enough money for drugs. I mean, that's intense.
Then it finally ended up in the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall in 2015. Responding to Instagram, Kentucky for Kentucky, the mall commented, "Oh, it's so on. Bring on the Brinks trucks, baby." But Ripley's has some competition. Since the film's recent buzz, Kentucky for Kentucky has received multiple offers for the Cocaine Bear, ranging from $10,000 to $300,000.
Wow. Just to have a bear that did coke. Now, was the bear shot for what he was doing, not to give away the end of the movie, or do you have a heart attack? What happened?
I'm going to guess it got shot. Because I think it was like terrorizing people and killing. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet. I've definitely read the posts, like the memes on this for years. And I find the movie to be very funny that they actually did something with this.
Yeah. Well, you know, right now people are like, what can we do? We can't do, everybody's done all the remakes. I will say the Top Gun remake. Yeah, that was worthy. Die Hard 1 and 2, possibly 3, but then stop, you know, but right now they're like anything. What does anybody have? And why not do the Cocaine Bear? And I figure a heart attack, dude, that is a ton of damn coke.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, he was I bet he was like, I wonder if anybody would have clocked him how fast he was running.
It couldn't be now, dude. It would be Fentanyl Bear.
Yeah. Well, he would die quick.
Yeah. It'd be a very short movie. I don't even know if it'd be worth buying a ticket. All right. So let's keep moving on. Ford files patent for self-driving cars that oh
God, that parallel park, or maybe
no,
that's terribly boring.
We've got those.
Yeah. That get you home. I'm trying to think, something to do with drinking, maybe. No. No, hold on. What would they do? That fly?
Repossess themselves.
Okay. What the hell? You're not making your payments. The car knows it. They send something out, and after 90 days, it pulls itself out of the driveway and drives it to a nearest dealer or wherever you bought the car.
I don't know. I guess maybe it probably just shuts itself off. It's probably like a kill switch.
Yeah, maybe a kill switch. Yeah, it's either that or it drives itself to the nearest police station. But no, that's fabulous. It's like, sorry, you didn't make your payments. I can't work anymore.
Yep. All right. Here's another one. Ric Flair to be the face of. All right, if
it's not wrestling, I'm going to guess energy drink.
Not very close. Cannabis product for erectile dysfunction. Woo!
Get things moving. Woo! Get it up. No, you can't do that. Come on, Rick, man. Not erectile dysfunction, man. You should have been an energy drink. Woo!
I didn't know there was erectile dysfunction marijuana. It's one of Mike Tyson's weed companies.
Smoke this and you'll smoke her. Great. That's good. No, I always think pot. I think relaxation. I think nothing works. Everything just, but whatever.
All right. Here's my last one for you. National Park Service encourages folks to blank in bear encounters. National Park Service encourages folks to blank in bear encounters.
Freeze. Don't move.
See, that's what I thought it would be, because they always tell you, be a statue and it'll go away. No, they're telling people never push a slower friend down. So if you encounter a bear and it's you and me, you cannot push me over.
Well, it's against the law. Sir, how did you get away? Well, I pushed my friend down. Okay, you're arrested. No, it's just everybody runs whatever direction you run. And if everybody's running the same direction, then I want to believe he gets the slowest. Unless the bear's in for the run, he could pass you and go after me because he wants a real challenge. I don't know I don't really know how bears think, but yeah, you always think with a wild animal, whoever falls down, you're done. You're done.
Well, I know Evan's not here with us today, but My question is, on this podcast, we encounter a bear. Who's the slowest? Who's the one getting pushed down?
Evan's the slowest. He's
Evan's
also
probably getting pushed down.
Yeah, he's the co-host. He's not the co-host. He's the only one that's been reprimanded for not doing what he's supposed to do at times. I'm pushing Evan down.
Yeah, I feel like if we ganged up on him, but you never
But here's
know.
the other thing.
He might be like agile. Like he's got that juke kind of feel with him. He might,
And Evan, it's not that we dislike you at all, but look at it like this. With this country right now, all I look at is like, I got to. Oh, we lose somebody that votes left. Oops. I can't push you down. I lose a vote to the right.
Well, see, here's the thing. I think the good thing about having some weight is that if you do try and push me, I'm just going to try and alter it and push you and take off. I know I'm not getting a mile away, but my 40 is pretty quick.
Your 40's good. And I respect that if you knock me down. I see what you mean. Come at me like a stump. Bam! Little quick tackle. I'm down.
Yeah, a little hip toss.
Little hip toss. Why not?
Here you go, bear. Take the big guy.
That's it. Use it.
The only thing is, the bear would want me because my meat is marinated.
Oh, it is. You want to taste alcohol? Bite into bread. You're definitely marinated. Was my political stuff not good? I didn't get a laugh. Should I have not said that?
No, I knew exactly where you're going. I'm excited to hear what he says when he hears this.
Okay. So push down a Democrat and let a Republican live. I'm not that bad.
Here's the real test. Evan, bring this up on the next podcast if you actually listen to this part.
Yeah, Evan, if you don't bring this up, not only did
we won't say anything,
but you also didn't listen to our show, and that'll hurt me. But there you have it. This is Come On Show 159. Again, get tickets. Go to AtlantaMotorSpeedway.com. And if you're going to get Come On Bourbon from Legends and you want to win Saturday and Sunday tickets, and who knows, if I see some good ones, we'll send you out some Come On Show t-shirts. Let's see what you got. Just tag the show, Come On Show, tag Legends Atlanta Motor Speedway, and tag my socials, and we'll have some fun. You got 2 weeks to do it, but I'd like to give these tickets away next week. We'll let you know if we select you, whether or not you pick them up at will call or if we get them to you.
Well, I can already answer that. I'll be sending them to you via Ticketmaster app.
There it is. There is no will call. You don't have to stand in a line. You're going to get them on a Ticketmaster app. God, the future's bright. Future's bright.
You come out.
Come on.